Hi everybody, my name is Penny Schultz and I'm so glad you could join us. Today we have members from Christmas in Action that are here to share some of the exciting things that are happening in our community. We have Colleen Schultz, we have Larry Heiss, and we have Bob Riley. And you're going to learn some exciting opportunities where you can get involved with Christmas in Action through volunteering, through sponsorship, or if you have a need that they can meet. Thank you for joining us today. Hello, Colleen. I'm so glad you're here.
Hi, Penny. It's nice to be here.
It's good to have you with us too, Larry.
Thank you, Penny. I appreciate the opportunity.
And I've had an opportunity on many occasions to speak with Bob Riley, and I would like to hear from you. What is it that you're so excited to bring to people today about Christmas in Action?
Well, Christmas in Action is a national organization that actually started back in the late to mid 50s as part of a Bible school. It became a national organization, and Christmas in Action of Oakland County became a chapter, I'm going to say about 15 or 16 years ago. Norma Okonski is our executive director. And we have councils in Pontiac, Detroit, Waterford, Clarkston, Troy, and now most recently what we call the Northeast Council. And the Northeast Council enables Christmas in Action to bring their services to the 4 townships of Oakland, Oxford, Addison, and Orion. And that's what we're about here. We had 10 members, 10 council members. 3 of us are here. Another 7 are the township supervisors, Matt Gibb, Bill Dunn, Joan Fogler, and who am I? Oh, Bruce Pearson at Addison Township, my local supervisor. So we're all excited because of course, we have less than a year to get organized, but we're trying to do 4 homes on April 30th of this year for low-income or disabled senior citizens who live in the townships, who have needed repairs that they can't afford to do on their own. And we're hoping to be able to do that with volunteers and donors, and the local churches are supporting us.
This is fantastic for the community. I know, Colleen, you mentioned some of the role that you play as a member of that council. Could you highlight that for us?
Sure. Well, I'm on the council probably mainly because I've served and I've worked on Christmas in Action the last 3 years. Last year I was a site coordinator, and which really means you're the person that does all the running around and helps coordinate everything. We have 2 house captains and 2 site coordinators at each house, and the house captains really do the lion's share of the work. The volunteers really do the lion's share of the work, and then the site coordinator makes sure everybody's in their place, everybody has what they need, and that kind of keep the homeowner involved and engaged throughout the day.
So you're the go-to person on a site like that.
I guess we are, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Now, Larry, what does it look like in the morning when you arrive on site?
Well, we've done a lot of pre-work to get the site ready. We try to take all the stuff out of the house so that the work that can be done by the volunteers, they won't have all the owner's stuff in the way. So I'm new to this project. I was recruited by Bob, so I haven't been actually at a site when this is going on, but from Norma's description and from Colleen's description, it's a little bit like blind people trying to find their way in a dark room. A lot of people running around trying to get stuff done. It's really exciting. We try to do all the work in one day. The last Saturday of April every year. This year it's April 30th. And it's from sun up to sundown. We quit about 5 o'clock, I think, is when we blow the whistle.
Actually, we'll go from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. With the volunteers on site there. In fact, Larry spent a month in Florida, so he hasn't really been as active as we would like for him to be. But
that's about to change. I can see that.
I'm teasing him because he was involved.
Yes.
When we got the applications from the different homes, we went out and did the inspection of what the homeowner would like to get done, tell us what needs to be done, and we looked at other things that we thought, well, maybe we can do in one day's time. And Larry was available for all those inspections. So he says he's new to it, but he's not completely new to it.
So what are some of the things that are identified during that initial meeting with the homeowner?
Well, for example, the first home we looked at is the home that Colleen is going to be the site coordinator, and that's in Oxford Township. And this lady's husband has Huntington's disease, and he's pretty much immobile. He's on a feeding tube. He's had that since, what, 1995?
Yeah, 15 years.
About 15 years. So Most of what's happening there, Colleen, you know more about what we're going to do on that house than.
We're going to do a lot of things on that house. We're going to try to focus on making the quality of his life better. And that's really the important part. And that's the part of the goal of Christmas in Action. And that's why they target, senior citizens. So in that house, we're going to widen a doorway so that they can get his wheelchair out. We're going to build some ramps so that he can get in and out of the house easier. We're going to do a major renovation in their garage because right now it's a storage unit for them, and so it all has to be cleaned out. And she's his full-time caregiver, and so that's her job, and she doesn't have the time to do the other things that need to be done in her house.
What an encouragement for her too, to have a group of people come in with such caring hearts, want to reach out and help in that way.
Well, I'll tell you the best thing that's been for us is the support from the business community. For example, one of the priorities in that house there is she needed a new garage door that she really couldn't afford. Pioneer Door in Oxford and Oxford Overhead Door both chipped in and agreed to install the door and the overhead door opener for free. They would donate their labor, and they're selling the materials to the door to her at cost. So that's a good break there that she couldn't afford to do on her own. We have, in addition to the Oxford home, we have a home in Addison Township. It's an 87-year-old lady in a wheelchair. There's a lot that could be done there that we can't do in one day, but what we can do in one day is replace the broken concrete that leads to the garage and on the sidewalk up there so that they can get her wheelchair up there. We have a volunteer who has agreed to come out, a local contractor who has agreed to come out. He looked at it, and he's going to volunteer his services and other services to fix the block there. So we're still looking for volunteers. We need to come up with the concrete and the cement there, but we're looking for more volunteers to do some work outside there.
How could someone volunteer to be a part of this project that's coming up on April 30th?
Well, the easiest way for an individual to volunteer to work on a house would be to go to the website and fill out the form on the website. That's the easiest way for people to get involved in this project. And the website is, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
The website is www.ciaoaklandcounty.org. And if people can go to that website and just click on volunteer, they can get an opportunity, and it says where the houses are and which ones they want to work on. So that's the easiest way to get involved.
To fill this application out, it only takes about a minute or so online too, so it doesn't take much time, but you're going to get plugged in with all the general information that's needed.
That's correct.
And we will enlist these people on April 30th. We're really pleased to get them involved.
Great.
Supposing you got a business like Pioneer Door or Oxford Overhead that wants to assist with maybe shingles or the concrete, how might a sponsor get involved with Christmas in Action?
They can do it the same way. They can go to the website. All our information is on there. I work at St. Joseph Catholic Church, so they can also call me at St. Joseph, and I can direct them to Bob, to Larry, and share all their phone numbers and information.
And we'll take any and all.
We will.
Okay. I heard donuts are welcomed as
Love
well,
to
and
have
coffee.
donuts. Donuts.
Yes.
So nothing
We have
is too small. Everything will be
The
received.
local fire departments are donating coffee for all the volunteers.
Very good.
We have local restaurants, and Independence Village is providing breakfast.
The Jets Pizza is providing pizza for our dinner. We have a Chardonnay restaurant up in Oxford is donating donuts in the morning, so that when the volunteers show up, they're going to get a T-shirt that says Christmas in Action Oakland County, green T-shirt for the volunteers, red T-shirt for our coordinators and house captains. We're going to give them breakfast, donuts and coffee. We're going to give them lunch, which is, Colleen mentioned, that the Independence Senior Village, the seniors are going to come down and prepare the food and serve it to us.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Everybody's involved.
And then Jets Pizza and Domino's Pizza in Oxford are donating pizzas for dinner. So We'll
So
give
you
them
get 3
Fantastic.
squares.
3
Yes,
squares a day.
yes.
A chance to help your neighbors. So.
Oh, what an opportunity.
Yeah.
You must have volunteers that keep coming back. They must be so encouraged by this.
They do. It is a very, very exciting and fulfilling day. It really is quite heartwarming, and you know, it's nice that the homeowner is there all day long. So that's really a nice added value, and the volunteers get to interact with the homeowner, and it's a wonderful experience.
Oh, I love that. Now, Colleen, do you have fundraisers where people are involved throughout the year in this
Well,
process?
that will be our next goal, because we're a new council and we were kind of late to the starting gate this year. We are really looking for sponsorship and funding, and then next, you know, starting I think May 2nd, after our first work day, then we're going to sit down as a council and start working on how we can do some fundraising in the community.
When are your council meetings held, Larry?
Well, right now we're having a meeting every Wednesday night because we're running up on April 30th, and there's a lot of details that need to be completed, so we're meeting every Thursday night. After workday the 30th, we'll probably get back to our once a month schedule.
Right.
So.
Where do you meet?
Well, we've been meeting up at the Oxford Village Parks and Recreation office there. That has been our monthly meeting for the council. When we got closer to workday, and Colleen has volunteered the offices at St. Joe's Catholic Church, so we've been meeting every Wednesday there.
Okay.
In fact, we have a volunteer meeting tomorrow.
Tomorrow night. So anybody who's interested.
And where will that meeting be held?
That is going to be held in Marion Hall at St. Joseph Church.
And that would be on Tuesday, April
12th.
12th.
Yes.
Okay.
At
7 p.m.
Now, supposing people are hearing about this after the 12th of April, what is a phone number or an email address where you can be reached for information?
We can give them the
Email would be cianecouncil@gmail.com. The phone number they could call is 248-797-2905.
And you still need volunteers.
Oh, yes.
Oh, we need
Yeah,
a lot of volunteers.
We
We need
were-
over 100
We had hoped to get
volunteers.
75 volunteers per house, so that would be 4 times 75. And right now I think we've identified about 50 volunteers for the 4 homes. And if we can't get too many more volunteers, we may have to cut back on what we do for those homes there. So
Well, I'm believing that with this broadcast, you'll get plenty of
I would hope so.
volunteers.
We
The
hope
community
so.
here in Orion and Oxford and Addison is always eager to help out. They just need to know that the need is there.
If someone hears this broadcast or sees this broadcast between now and tomorrow night at 7 p.m., show up.
Just
We'd be
show
glad
up
to
at the
have you.
meeting. Yep.
Or call if you see it afterwards.
Yes,
That's right.
Now,